Have you ever been playing against someone who you know is better than you? In fact, they always beat you. Only that this time, it seems to be different. Suddenly, as they realize that the probability of them losing to you for the first time ever is coming closer and closer, they begin to try harder. They lean forward on the chair, and even though this is just a casual game, even though there's no one watching, you can feel how the other person is getting more and more serious, making less mistakes, punishing you harder. You can feel the pressure rising up. You've never been so close to beating them before, until suddenly, the inevitable happens. I'm just kidding. You actually earned this one. You won. You beat them. The record might be 31 in their favor, but you finally did it. You took your first set. You are getting closer to their level. You are straight up getting better. You are leveling up. But then, almost as a reflex, the person you just beat says something along the lines of, "Do you want me to play seriously now?" Or, "I don't care." This is a defense mechanism that people with fragile egos use to retain their self-image. But isn't that silly? Or even better, unnecessary? Essentially, this is how they look.
They cannot break. It's impossible. I don't care.
So after watching this video, which one do you find funnier? The fact that Rage was advertising their glasses as being impossible to break, only for the interviewer to prove him wrong publicly, or Rage's defense mechanism at the end when he says, "I don't care." To me, it is definitely the latter. I've always found defense mechanisms funny because it just shows how in need people are to regain some sort of control back, even if it means changing the subject, just like Ray did. Nobody asked him if he cared. That wasn't the conversation. He just said it. Now, according to Freud, defense mechanisms are unconscious strategies that people use to protect themselves from anxiety or unpleasant feelings. The key word here being unconscious. I believe that the more we act out of a reflex or unconsciously, the more we will have to deal with unpleasant feelings or uncomfortable situations. In other words, if we learn to recognize and understand certain situations early, we can avoid anxiety and the need to use awkward defense mechanisms. And even though I think this applies to everything in life, there are a couple of examples that I see them happening in the video game community a lot. Like, for example, there's this really weird one I want to talk about, which is actually the main reason why I came up with the idea for this video, and I found it very common in the Smash community, especially in Ultimate. And I'm talking about publicly announcing your retirement, only to come back after a couple of weeks. Have you seen it happen? For example, a highly competent player is not performing quote-unquote as he should. He has been losing to people seated under him, people who he always used to beat without much of a sweat. And the worst part is that it has been happening repeatedly, again and again, for some time now. Suddenly, he starts talking about how this game is shit, about how much he hates it, and that Smash is not even a real fighting game. What to do? One does only get so many jumps. I know, I'll just go on Twitter or X and post my official retirement from the Smash community. Just imagine how many retweets and likes I will get. People will reply to my thread saying how much they'll miss me. The community just won't be the same without me. Thus, I can finally start all those projects I've been putting off, all those new games. In all seriousness, obviously I have no problem with people retiring, especially if they seriously are not enjoying the game anymore. But more often than not, all that people need is just a break from the game. And that's why they end up coming back to it. In retrospect, announcing that permanent retirement seems like another defense mechanism. As if saying, it's alright that I've been losing to all these people because I'm not taking the game seriously anymore. Come on, it almost feels like an excuse. On the other hand, staying, holding your L's, grinding, and then being back on top, now that's remarkable. That's how winners are made. It is the reason why players like Tweak, Light, MKLeo are such champions, because I'm sure they have huge egos which get hurt every time they get upsetted, but they just keep at it. But ego itself, especially in the competitive environment, is a topic for another video. Anyway, I've seen these scenarios happening a lot, but what do you think? Have you seen your friends doing it, people you know? Or does it happen in your region? Let me know what you think, if you can relate, since your feedback is always appreciated. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.